I have literally just started my recording now.
All right. So this is gonna be like they say, this is gonna be quite an interesting duo here for Division Two. And right. And when everyone loads in, we'll go ahead and just chop down for the people on the grid.
And that is not what you like to see. Your phone on 3% battery. I need to quickly chuck this on charge.
And to say anything right off the bat, is there anyone that you kind of have predictions doing well?
Well, I've seen a lot of these guys.
We're already right out. There's no formation lap.
We're straight into the race,
Yeah.
and there's a lot
Yeah,
of
it's like
movement going on.
Yeah, Campbell has already have a strong start, and Pease is trying to dive at the inside, but looks like
There's a Toro
we have a
around.
Toro Rosso. The Toro Rosso around, and I believe that was Army Tricks. Yeah, it's unfortunate for him.
So
See,
completely taking us both by surprise here. The no formation lap.
It looks like they wanted it done and over with, but and also it looks like Dan and Raikkonen are also battling out, and Raikkonen will get a light ahead. Pretty good starts, and Campbell is just flying through this track. Unbelievable start from him.
We got a little bit of side-by-side action between DJ Williamson and Saja, who is just coming into the final sector now. Saja just tucking back beneath DJ Williamson. So, as I was going to say before we realised that they went 5 red lights tidy.
Yeah, it looks like there was a front wing. I'm not sure where that came from. That looked like it came from the McLaren of Williamson, but I don't see any damage from him. Oh, we got side by side with Starja and Raikkonen, and ooh, that's a little bumpy there. It's still a little tight corner, but looks like Starja had the better line there, and he was going to take the position. Very good mood. And looks like we have side by side action with the Red Bull and Alfa Romeo
of B Morgan.
Of Pease and B Morgan. B Morgan holding that inside line. Very good stuff from him, and he's going
meanwhile his teammates having a little bit of a battle at the moment with Raikkonen and DJ Williamson.
Yeah. Dad just completely crowded in, going in the inside of the McLaren of Williamson. Just did not have a good.
Do not get into that corner.
He spun around.
Side by side through that corner never ends well.
Oh no. It's a very tricky corner to do it. It looks like Tuggaby took over the position of Serja. That was a very impressive move coming in before the chicane. Very sad stuff for Dan. He was doing very excellent, and unfortunately, both of them went very aggressive in that turn.
Meanwhile, Raikkonen on the Starja. Lovely move down the inside into turn 1. Job done, but there's an opportunity for Starja to come back at him.
And I'm seeing this little battle between Bottas and J. Cole, and J. Cole looks like he's missing his end plates. That's bad for him. I say, missing an end plate on this track, you're gonna be losing a lot of time. Not so much on the straightaways, but also for the corner, but especially for these corners, since you have to go very aggressive on these turns, and even Army Tricks is missing an end plate. It looks like
Saja goes a little bit wide. Tiggerby trying to go side by side in the S section. Just backs out, he does.
That was probably a smart move, because there's really no passing point, but also that's going to benefit him too. He's going to be having DRS for the straightaway, so we're going to we're gonna be sticking around with him, see if there's gonna be effective. And looks like Starja will just dive right down to the pits. Probably a smart move from him. And they both have DRS. Who's gonna have the better? Who's gonna break the latest with Tigamy and Williamson? Williamson is starting to pull away, but Tigamy diving right in the inside, touching a little bit. Oh, and looks like Tigamy will get
Here
right
comes
ahead.
Sasha.
Oh, yeah, starts out with a Renault. He's even getting into this one, but looks like he has no room. And oh, they almost went 3 wide.
And Mark having a little look as well. You sniffing around back there?
Oh,
Down the
Mark,
inside?
he's not done yet. He's in the inside of Serja. Oh, but Serja had to go really wide, and he loses that momentum, and Mark will take that position. Very impressive move from the Haas.
Not only that, he might have just picked up a first warning for his race as well by just going slightly off track there. We did see the track extension.
But the first penalty will belong to Tigamy.
Speaking of Tigamy, he has actually built quite a gap already to the likes of DJ Williamson behind him.
Say Campbell has already got a huge gap. He had an amazing start. And oh, it looks like Sergio is going to try to make a move on Mark. He has the softer compound tires, but and also has the inside line for the corner, but does not look like he's going to challenge him that much. He did have a look at the inside, and ooh, I don't know if he made contact with Mark there, but he had to brake hard, and he's going to lose that momentum against Mark. Still managed to keep on to the DRS. Quite an interesting start. Typical for D2 with their impressive starts.
This is the first time for me commentating on D2, so I'm not as experienced with these guys as you are, so I mean, from what I saw last year, it was very competitive in D2, and it looks to be even more so this year.
Even though it is even though this is the last preseason before next week we start in Australia for our second season, they're still pretty competitive. They're showing us what's the gap, and looks like
Marcus got past
Williamson. He might have lost it, or he just let it by. And no!
There's contact between him and
blocked
Sasha.
Williamson. He blocked him from getting into the pits. He has front wing damage now. That is huge. That's not what you want to see. Like, but in the Sergio's defense, he really didn't have anywhere to go.
Nah, in that situation there, I think DJ Williamson does have to back off the throttle if he's trying to go into the pits and he's side by side with Sasha.
Yeah, as Williamson, it looked like he lost it in the last corner, and he tried moving out of the way for both Mark and Serja, but looks like Serja was in a bad position, and Williamson went a little too aggressive, tried to go to the pit lane, and just not what you want to see though.
And now he's got velocity all over the back of him in this X section, where it's really going to hurt DJ Williamson having that front wing damage.
This is the part where, you're right. This is the part where having no end plate will really hurt you. And it looks like Velocity would get the move done with no issue. And Williamson is going to try to go to the pits this time. Hopefully he won't have any problems doing it. And yep, he will go ahead and dive right down to the pits.
Well, at the sharp end, B. Morgan now in a little bit of a train situation with Total, Pease, Raikkonen, and Tigamy.
Oh no, Williamson has retired in the pits. Ugh. I can understand why he's upset. And plus, we will give him credit for doing the appropriate protocol to use for retiring.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for DJ Williamson.
Yeah. And Total
Raikkonen.
Peace. He went very wide, and Raikkonen looks to the inside. He gets the
Fantastic move here
move.
from Raikkonen.
And Tigamy is also looking in inside. Like he is out the he's in the outside line. Is he gonna get the move? He's went a little wide. Oh, he looks in the back of the
Wobble.
middle. And that leaves a piece. But he still makes the move. What a beautiful recovery from Tigamy.
B Morgan into
And
the
B.
pits.
Morgan. Also, Total Peace, he's also dived right down. He's probably gonna try to get the over. He's probably gonna try to get a position while Tigamy is in the pits. Actually, I mean, B. Morgan.
Well, the one thing we do know about Mexico, the undercut is still very powerful on this track.
Oh yeah, very, very powerful.
And RJW is retired.
Looks like he retired in the pits.
So we have our second casualty, RJW.
As I say here, look at that gap between Raikkonen and Campbell. That is mental of a gap.
Campbell just controlling the race right now as we got a yellow flag in sector 1. What's going on by here?
Oh,
it's Army Tricks!
Oh no, he lost it. He lost it, and I believe that was turn 4 or turn 5. Very easy to lose it. And Campbell will also. He actually headed into the pits. As for his first one. And it took me look at the inside of Raikkonen. Oh, still a very tight corner, but Tigamy still gonna have that. Oh, there was a slow Williams there. Not sure who that was, but that almost affected Tigamy and Raikkonen as they still were side by side.
I think that's RJW's car.
Yes, that is his car.
Unbelievable.
So he retired in the pits, but the car still went outside.
And went quite far down the second straight as well.
It's not something. Oh, Army Tricks is retired. Not sure if he, by the looks of it, it looks like he went into the pits and retired. But let's say right now, the only battles that we can see right now is between Mark and Sergio, Raikkonen and Tigamy, and Campbell against Bottas. Oh, and also both the Red Bulls, B. Morgan and Dan. That is going to be quite interesting to see as they come out from the last corner into the straightaway. Oh, but I see Campbell making a move on Bottas.
And B. Morgan and Dan are making a move as well. Mark and Sarja is all kicking off now.
And Tigamy has a 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flag. I wonder what that was about. Oh, and I see the Toro Rosso of Army Tricks pulled over to the side. So that probably is what triggered that yellow flag. I'm not sure if that was appropriate yellow flag or justifiable.
I'm not too sure about the retirement in the pits at the moment, because if the cars are coming back out like that, it's going to cause some serious problems in the future.
Yeah, we will have to wait for Codemasters to see if there's any way of fixing it, because like you said, if that is not fixed quickly, that can cause a lot of problems for the league. But it looks like we finally are getting looks like gaps are really starting to form of each driver. So,
well, I am impressed with Tigaby's pace right now. 10 laps on those soft tyres. Now, they do start to drop off at this point. So he's doing very well to keep that soft tyre running Raikkonen behind him at this moment.
Oh yeah, it is very difficult, but it's really not impossible, especially with these new compounds. And oh, looks like Total P's tried to look at the inside of Dan, did not make the move. Went a little too aggressive, but he's still gluing the back of Dan. Dan had an impressive start, but unfortunately was spun around during the earlier laps, and which dropped him like dramatically down. But he still managed to keep his head cool and make some positions.
Meanwhile, his teammate is right on the back of Bastos in the final sector. DRS will heed him on the pit straight, which is kind of like a big motorway.
As Tegumi has finally headed to the pits, and looks like he's gonna go for the hard compounds. That's quite interesting. Oh, it's and P. Morgan just zooms right by Bottas. And Total B's will do the same for Dan. Wow, the DRS is just monstrous on this track, especially for that straightaway.
Velocity all over the back of Campbell, though I do think Campbell has just made that move.
It looks Campbell had a very huge gap on him. I don't think he's really too worried on everyone else's strategy.
We got Mark closing in on Raikkonen at the sharp end, with Campbell also closing in as well.
And we got Sergio
into the pits.
Look, so we have Sergio looking at the back of the new driver of Dear Agony. So we'll be quite interesting to see how the new driver will play for the Division 2 against our veteran of Sergio. Unfortunately, Sergio had a very horrible last season, but hopefully this season we're going to be seeing some nothing but positivity from him. It looks like he had a very good exit from the last corner, right behind of that racing point. And looks like he's going to get the job done there with DRS with no issues. And looks like he's going to be gunning after velocity as well.
Interesting point to look at right now. Last season's D2 champion and last season's D3 champion at the back at the moment.
That is quite interesting to say the least.
How many sandbags do you think J. Cole has got in that car right now?
Too many, I say. I'd probably say Williams amount. I'd say, looks like Tegumi is gonna stick right behind Astarja, one of the new drivers. I feel like they did miss a great opportunity to put Starja and Serja on the same team. I feel like they just had a missed opportunity. But looks like Tegumi,
it should have been on the racing point as well.
Yeah, exactly. And Tegumi will get that move done with DRS, also with no issues.
And Total Campbell gets past Bastos.
Campbell has finally reached the back of Mark. I'm not sure how long Mark is going to be able to hold him up, especially with the old hard compound tires. Yeah, that's something I'm still getting used to, the whole tire compounds. Campbell.
Velocity gets past Sarja in the P9 now. And behind them, J. Cole over the back of Dear Agony.
Say Jay Agony's gonna try to hold up the Ferrari.
But at the top end,
Oh, he went side by side and it came a little in contact. J. Cool is still gonna hold up his line. And also,
but Campbell
by the
gets
looks
past
of it,
Mark.
yeah, that was very good. Looks like he got him in the first corner. And oh, Sergio almost pulled the old switcheroo on Velocity. Is he gonna get the move done? They're both still on equal strategy, so this is a fair fight from between them. And Sergio is gonna stick to the inside, but does not look like he will break the latest. For Velocity, he's gonna hold off the position, but let's see if he's gonna hold it on this other straightaway. Sergio still has the DRS.
Down the inside.
And dives right down the inside.
But
Still
he leaves
side
the
by
room.
side with Velocity. Velocity's trying to hold that inside line. It's perfect. And they're still side by side. Unbelievable.
And Sarja does back out before coming into the S section, which is a smart move in my opinion from the Renault driver.
I was about to say that it's a very aggressive turn, and how we saw with Dan, something that you really don't want to go side by side on. Looks like Raikkonen is going to try to make a move on Bottas. He has way fresher compounds than him, and looks like gets the move with no issues with DRS.
And here comes Sarja now with DRS on Velocity.
Is he going to get the move this time? They're still side by side, and they're both pushing the car, but it looks like Sergio...
He's having it on the outside.
He died, but Velocity dives down. He breaks so late, but still managed to hold on to the position as Sergio comes back again. And looks like he's going to hold it this time. Yeah, he does make it. He does hold it this time.
Fantastic battling from these two. Am I right in thinking that they're both new drivers to the League of Europe?
As I say, no, Sergio and Velocity are very... like, I have not seen them battle at all. It's very rare for these two to battle with each other. To say, the only new drivers that we had was Williamson, Starja, Dear Agony, and I would say Dan, but he's only new for the division. Total P's, and yeah, those are the only new drivers that we have for right now. Oh, and I believe Raikkonen, but I think he's already been into the league.
Well, all this battling between Sarja and Velocity has allowed J. Cole to close right up to him.
Yeah, Velocity. This is a great scrap for P8. Very great scrap. It looks like J. Cole is gonna probably try to do his best to get into this action.
And at the top end of the field, we got Total P's under some pressure right now from Raikkonen.
Looks like Tegami will have another 3-second time penalty. Say this track is infamous of people having litter amounts of penalties.
Yeah, but we both know all about that from the D3 preseason race. But here goes Raikkonen now, DRS wide open, he's just slightly ahead of Total P's. And he's gonna get past him.
Like I said, the DRS here is just so monstrous for that straightaway. It looks like Velocity's going to try to make a move on Sergio. He goes to the outside line, but Sergio cannot hold him, and he's going to make that move with no issues. And J. Cole is hoping that they can battle a little bit more so they can catch up. But Velocity, I feel like the DRS system in this track is very unforgiving, especially if you get...
Sergio
Sergio just dives down! Unbelievable! And that forces Velocity very wide.
And that is exactly
That
what
will
J.
give him-
Cole wanted.
Oh yeah, he is just sniffing the behind both of the Alfa Romeo and the Renault of Oserja and
And Tigger V gets
Velocity.
past Bastos for 6th, and we got B Morgan closing in on Mark as well.
And an unlikely area as well. That was very impressive. It looks like Dan is going to be right behind the Deer Agony, but right now we're going to come back to that later. As now Sergio, Velocity, and J. Cool are going to be battle. Well, there's going to be a three-way battle for P8. So let's see how this is going to play out. As they both Velocity and J. Cool both have DRS, but J. Cool is far back there. Velocity would now go side by side.
Oh, J. Cole almost went to the back of Sarja.
He braked way too late for that. Serja had to brake early for Velocity because of Velocity overtaking him, and J. Cool will lose huge time. And say he tried going to the very outside to get that position, but looks like Serja went very defensive on that line. Probably knew what he was doing, and he decided to hold it. And also Dan got the move done on Deer Agony. I'm not sure where exactly he got that move done.
Meanwhile, the battle for second.
Yeah, B Morgan has finally caught up to Mark. Mark, I'm not sure how long those medium compounds are going to last, but he's losing a lot of time on everyone else.
Hard compounds to shove at.
Oh, yeah. I mean, hard okay.
I reckon that's going to be the most trickiest part of commentating this year. It's just learning the difference.
We've been stuck with that old compound for 3 years straight, so yeah, so that's going to be quite tricky for us to get used to. It looks like... Oh, Sergio loses it and he's out! Oh no!
Oh, no.
And J. Cole will take the... J. Cole and Dan will take the advantage of that. Looks like both Velocity and Sergio came into contact. It looks like Sergio's luck is still not with him, even for the preseason. And Velocity loses it a little bit. That leaves Deer Agony to take over. What happened between the two?
I'm sure we'll be hearing about this.
We're gonna be hearing that later. And March finally hit into the pits, probably, and and maybe if the Haas pit team is quick enough, maybe Bottas will hit into the pits himself. Yes, he is. My predictions are on par today. And
Meanwhile,
Dan looks like he's gonna try to make a move in J. Cool. He has fresher tires than him. And he is just darting right at him. J. Cool going very aggressive down the inside line.
And behind them as well,
Velocity
and Deer Agony.
It looks like Velocity would get that move done beautifully. It's always fun to see Division 2 scrap away at each other. Very competitive, especially in the preseason.
I think it's great to see two champions going toe to toe right now. With Dan and J. Cole.
Yeah. Two champions in two different divisions. This is the kind of fight I want to see between both Dan and J. Cool, because these two are phenomenal drivers.
But there's a man who has literally been in a world of his own since the race has started. Campbell. 9.4 seconds.
Campbell, I think he just really loves this track. Or, if my guess, how I felt with these cars, he just feels really more at home with these cars than last year. And looks like J. Cole also heads to the pits. Maybe Not sure if that was his second stop or not.
Yeah, that was the second stop. He went 15 laps on the mediums before it.
Very good. Total P's get catching up a little bit to his teammate of Velocity. This is going to be an interesting scrap for P7. It's always fun. It's always great to see the midfield are the ones that usually are scrapping.
Yeah, we don't see enough. Oh, there's a little bit of team orders here. Velocity just letting Total P's go.
Probably he knew that he was on the fresher compound, so he thought he was going to be at a quicker pace than him, and decides to let him go. Oh, Campbell does another stop. Interesting. He probably could have gone all the way with those hard compounds.
I think he was on the mediums. I'm not sure. I think he was.
Yeah, I think he was. I was probably wrong on that.
So I'll be expecting B Morgan to come into the pits sometime soon. From his set of mediums, Raikkonen as well, also.
Quite so, dear Agony does another stop. Looks like he's gonna go all the way with those tires.
And we got Mark now right on the back of Tiggerby for fourth.
As I say, Mark, a very quick driver, especially from the preseason of Singapore, how he managed to get that win. But to be fair, it was mostly D3 drivers and a tiny bit of T2. But I won't give him too much discreditability. But we're gonna go ahead and see here. He's gonna make a move on Tiggerby. Tiggerby with way older tires, and Mark's gonna make the move, no issues.
I tell you what, it's going to be interesting now to see if B Morgan can catch up to Mark. Because both of them are going to be going to the end of the race. I'm not sure about Tiggerby. I want to say he's going to the end on those hards, but
they say those are 12 lap old tires. I do not think he's going to make it to the end. Then maybe if they were 7 laps younger, but I doubt it.
I don't know. These guys were getting 15 laps out of the mediums before pitting. It's certainly possible for about 20 laps on the hards.
Yeah, but I bet you that those tires are just going to be cooked. They say the only closest we have right now is between J. Cole and Starja. As I say, of just seeing all these drivers raw pace, do you have any prediction who you might think would be champion for this division, and also who will become constructors?
Well, I personally think J. Cole is sandbagging. I don't think he's going as flat out as he would do in a proper league race. But Campbell has been on fine form today, so I'm going to go Ferrari for the constructors. But
as I say, yeah, both J. Cole and Campbell, they were previously teammates last season, still teammates to this season, but for now, instead of McLaren, they've upgraded to a Ferrari. Well, for me personally, upgrade, but to be honest, I believe B Morgan might. I believe that B Morgan could become champion, and I could see Red Bull can be contending for the constructors. Say B
Well,
Morgan was very good last season, and also just Dan now starting to have a feel in Division Two. He has an amazing raw pace from D3, and it looks like he still has very good pace in this division as well. So quite I'll be quite pleased to see the Red Bulls this season.
well, we can show a bit of loyalty for our D3 brothers from last season, Dan and B Morgan. But that's definitely going to be the battle, Ferrari versus Red Bull. But knowing how J Cole can drive, and I mean, looking at the fastest laps right now, you can see J Cole and Campbell are the only ones in the 16s.
Exactly. I mean that is a very fair point. Ooh, looks like B Morgan is right behind Tickety. Looks
It's
like
going to
he's
be a
gonna
lovely
make the.
move.
Oh yeah, he is gonna make that very clean move.
And Campbell all over the back of Raikkonen now.
As I say, I don't. I'm not sure if any commentators really had a time to talk about how these cars are compared to the 2018 counterparts at all. As I say, like, do you feel really comfortable with these cars, or do you feel more sluggish with these?
Well, on these cars, I think they're a lot easier to drive compared to last year's.
Yeah. I mean, yes, I kind of do agree with you. These cars are more controllable, and, and especially since they are a lot heavier than the 2018
And you haven't got to
counterparts.
worry about the weight ballast anymore as well. That was
Oh
a
yes,
big part. That was a big part of league racing in previous years.
yeah, but now it's more it's more trying to get more equal equally to your competitors. I I'm hoping though that these cars that that these league cars will not suffer the same fate as their real life counterparts on creating too big of gaps to have any enjoyable racing.
Well, one thing that we
Because
can rely on, just like in the real life counterpart, the midfield is going to be action packed.
yeah, let's say we would have it's kind of the same wave 2018, but then again that was also for like also um front field as well, yeah, but yeah, I guess it just heavily I guess it just depends on what tracks that we're on, but and luckily we got rid of France for the, like without the preseason because I think that just left a sour taste in our mouth after the French Grand Prix. So, but then again, it was
One,
kind of
I'll tell you what. What's the one race that you're going to miss on the calendar this year out of the three? As Raikkonen gets past Dan with DRS down the pit straight.
yeah, oh yeah, with those fresh softs. But personally, for me, it's not much of really miss, but I say that I think it's like I think it's like the least I will not miss, I think, because I feel like it's a fair job on all these three tracks getting rid of them. But I think here in Mexico is probably what I'll probably miss the most out of the three because I am just atrocious at Singapore, and the French Grand Prix is just not league friendly at all. But
I mean,
Mexico, though.
I'm a fan of Mexico as well, but for me, Singapore. Just personally, and Axe, it's kind of like you're on the edge all the time. Same with Baku and Monaco, knowing that one mistake you're in the wall could be race over. I like them kind of circuits.
I mean, yeah, oh yeah, it's very fun. Don't get me wrong, but it's just for me just me personally, like league wise, it's just not. I'm just not gonna. I'm not gonna miss it that much league wise. But since we're on the kind of the subject, what track were you very thankful that we are keeping into the calendar? And I don't mean like obvious tracks like Brazil and Monaco and stuff like that, but I mean like a track that you were so concerned that they were going to get rid of, but they managed to keep it.
Well, there wasn't really a concern that it might have got rid of it, but honestly, I'm kind of glad that they kept the Hungary Grand Prix.
As I say, that's actually my next track for my career. So I have actually yet to drive at the Hungary track. So that's going to be quite interesting to race on. It all looks like we have a three-way battle. We'll get back to that conversation for P7. Oh, looks like Takumi is going to look at the inside of J. Cool, but J. Cool is going to try to hold him off while trying to make the move.
3 wide.
Oh, they're going to go 3 wide. Oh, they went 3 wide right before going to turn 1, and Takumi, dives right on the inside. What a move from him.
Will J. Cole come back at him around the outside? He's having a little luck. Takumi quick to close the door on that one.
Oh, J. Cole loses his back end a little bit and loses some time, which now allows Bottas to stick with them a little bit. But yet, Takumi with those very fresh off, there was just no competition. Like, they both were just sitting ducks at that point. It looks like Bottas is going to keep some good distance behind from J. Cool. He's going to have to keep it under a second just to keep that DRS, but it's going to be quite tricky here in the chicane. And looks like he's going to keep the DRS, so let's see if he's going to be able to stick with J. Cool for the next time around. But I think for me personally, I was kind of worried because not a whole lot of people liked the track, especially from 2018, because 2018 it was just horrendous, and the corners they just chewed up your tires, and it was just awful. But I think it was the Circuit of Americas. I was actually quite pleased to see that was still in the calendar for this year. I think this year's cars are more tolerable for the track this year than how they were for the past 2 years. But
Takumi like on Total P's side by side. They banging wheels.
They bumped a little. My Total P's is. Oh, he is holding on to his life. That was very impressive. He's still he does. Yes, he does. He's still gonna have DRS though. If he stays behind Takumi, yeah, he will. Let's see how it's gonna go with the DRS. But
I think that was pure strategy there from Total P's. Battle Takumi as much as possible in that final sector, slow him down so you can get him with DRS.
He's diving in the outside. Is he gonna break late? Yes, he is. He's gonna still stay ahead and gets that move. Very well played strategy from Total P's. But Takumi is still gonna come back at him though. They're still side by side. He's pushing J. Cool Oh no, he's pushing Tigamy to the grass a little bit, but Tigamy is not gonna have it. Gets the move, pulls the old switcheroo on him. Very impressive. Very
And
impressive
that
racing
should
from
be
these two.
that should be done and dusted now for Tiggerby on those fresh soft tyres. He should be able to cruise away now in this middle sector.
Yeah, he should be set sailing at this point. But yeah, these cars do really feel these cars do feel a little more comfortable and a little more controllable than last year's counterparts. So yeah, this is gonna be so we're gonna be seeing a lot more drivers kind of pushing limits even more with these cars. But at the same time, these cars are kind of tricky to do that because, like I said, these are heavier cars, so you really can't push them too hard. And also with the new tire the new tire
We got yellow
regulations,
flag
it
in
looks like we
sector
have
2 and 3. What's going on?
Jay Dan going very slow. I think that might have been him, but he was coming out of sector 1, so no, I don't think that was him. It's quite interesting. I think that was rather Mark or Campbell. I'm not sure.
Campbell has closed up now to Starjar. So he's approaching some lap traffic, so this will be...
As I say, looks like he's gonna be affected by blue flag here in a sec, but does not look like he's gonna be hitting it quite yet. It's probably gives him that little bit of advantage from that soft comp. The soft comp has to keep him from being overlapped. Ooh, I just saw B Morgan just loses his back end, but managed to hold on to it. Ooh.
Yeah, that's
Especially
lost him
from
a fair few tenths there to Mark.
Especially in turn 6. Turn 6 is very easy to lose your back end.
I mean, B Morgan needs to be within that 3-second window just to keep Mark under pressure, to make sure that Mark does not make a mistake that costs him a 3-second penalty.
Yeah, that might cost him. But B Morgan, he is under 3 seconds now and only gaining even more.
Meanwhile, J. Cole on the back of Total P's for 7th place.
Yeah, for 7th. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see how this is gonna play off here in a sec.
The final lap as well.
Final lap for Campbell and all the leading drivers. And now we're gonna be seeing J. Cool. Now we're gonna be seeing J. Cool with the DRS. He's gonna try to use everything that he has to try to make a move on Pease. But Pease, he's pretty far ahead. Ooh. Looks like J. Cool was struggling to get grip on those tires there from that corner.
But he's got a good run.
He had a look there in the inside, but thought better of it. Decided to hold off for it, seeing if P is going to try to make a mistake. And oh no, but he makes a mistake on his own. He loses the back end.
And Campbell has crossed the line in first place. Sorry, Campbell, that we wasn't on board with you for that moment. But there's a battle going on.
He will win the preseason in Mexico. Oh, and it looks like Mark will hold on to that for 2nd place.
Yep, an impressive drive as well from B Morgan coming up from D3 into this race.
Say Jay, yeah, I do believe J. Cool was sandbagging today, but looks like Pease is gonna hold him off for right now.
J. Cole 5-second unserved time penalty.
Very impressive drive for the new driver of Total P's. Great to see a new driver manage to hold off on this veteran a veteran of ours of Bottas. There we go.
Well, with all the pre-season races done and dusted now, how do you think this season's going to shape up?
I believe there's going to be a lot of fights going on, and I don't think there's going to be too much drama, but I do feel it's going to be more battle than drama than how it was last season. But if we get as much as we saw today and more, it will be looking like a great season. What?
And it's good to see guys in different cars now up there as well.
And it's great to see the new drivers having a feel with our already experienced drivers. So, but the question is, will they be contenders for this season?
Well,
right now,
there is one thing I gotta say: driver of the day has got to be Campbell.
Campbell, phenomenal pacing. Pretty much kept everyone behind him, and there was
Not even
just
a penalty
no
either.
competition for him.
No penalty either.
No penalties. Yes. Wow. Yeah, Campbell, he managed to impress me. Last year and now this year. Well, I mean, last season, this season. But
I
yeah,
will say this: we do have a battle on our hands this year. Ferrari,
exactly.
Red Bull,
and I believe what was it? Haas.
yeah, I think Haas will be thereabouts as well.
Oh yeah. But for now, we're gonna have to see how everything goes, because next week will be the first race of the season at Australia. So that is gonna be quite pleasing to watch.
And hopefully YouTube sorts itself out by then.
Hopefully. But for now, it is goodbye from us, and we'll see you all next week.